Okay, just encoding now. It's going to be 8%, which is very low, but they don't actually capture the actual thing. So it's very understandable why this is low. So I do have GPU set. I also need to download. I completely forgot about that. GPU set is very important for this test. Modern talking is hilarious. It's so silly and stupid, but it's hilarious. It's really enjoyable. I accept the agreement. Nope, I don't need a readme. Just need CPU ID. Come on, boy. Chevy. So there we see at 84 watts CTDB. Actually, like honestly, upgrading to an i7 actually most likely will not be worth it. The clock speeds I can like reach, the only advantage I have is that I have hyperthreading basically. I mean 4070K might be worth it basically by selling the old processor, so it might be like a cheap upgrade in the end. But it really comes down to finding some really good deal on it. I really don't like the DRAM frequency. I'm thinking about like even removing it and running it just with the 8066 GHz module, or getting like two 8 GHz modules with 8066 MHz and then putting them in instead of the current 8 GB module that I'm currently running. Because it turns out 16 GB of RAM is plenty right now. It was like thinking I had to upgrade it, but it turns out it was like GPU bottlenecks causing this problem of excessive RAM usage. Core speed is completely fine, 42. So the core speed runs really well with 4.2 GHz and 1.192 voltage currently. That's pretty much what currently is running on the PC. I just wish it would actually show every single processor, which it doesn't, but I guess it's still okay because at least it shows you the actual speed of the processor, that it stays stable. I mean, there's no reason why it shouldn't, but you never know. So that's the GPU clock, that's the most important one. CPU temperature is also important though. I need to make this a little bit bigger so we can see all windows, and then I want to see what Sleeping Dogs does. So right now 15% normal. The problem is if I'm going to game capture, the game is going to get obviously more CPU usage out of that. I just have to avoid hitting 100 basically whenever what I do. I set now the settings much lower. Hope it's not too bad. Reminds me, I need to get up the dashboard and see for myself what the quality is like. Like if the quality is completely garbage and feel like the stream is unwatchable, then please do tell. So one thing's for sure, it doesn't capture correctly. The game that is. And now I'm going to run it in minute mode. So 30% CPU usage, 6%. This is actually really good. Honestly, the quality is not too bad with the really fast renderer. Honestly, don't even see a really big difference. I mean, we see when we run the game what's going to happen if I'm going to hit the CPU clock. They go up to 80%, 85%. But we're inside, so this doesn't say much. This is looking good though. It's actually much better now. Maybe this is just a difference if you don't run the... Maybe it makes it much easier to run the game if you use the fast preset and you're only like streaming 720p. But I do think I would need the overclock in the end. Game is running smooth though. 83. While the most challenging parts are up on the mountain slopes when it melts multiple areas. Is that the classic motorcycle? No, it's that one. Oh, you fucking moved. Big face. Going to random off. I mean, the next time I'm going to send off the Iron Mouse. Okay. Why does the motorcycle not want to work? That's always nice. Yeah, this game is pretty outrageous. Fairly bizarre. Well, whatever. Oh no, it's a Brios. There we go. That's it to run. That's not the fastest guy, I think, but other than really, I'm not sure about. If it's like a Turismo, or whatever that car is called. I think it's a high roller. I don't think it's called a high roller. I mean, I should actually check out the import phases. But in my opinion, this is the best handling car in the game. Pretty much guaranteed. I couldn't remember where's the buyer's place over there. This is where you can buy the really fast cars. And then I jump out of my car because I hit the E button on accident. I still have to redo this. But yeah, I like the stream quality is actually pretty decent. It looks a little bit poopy, but when the game is actually moving, it's fine, you know. I feel like this is totally really okay to have a stream quality like this. It's not perfect, but this is fine. I'm just going to have to get up to the mountain slope, and then I have to also check out which car actually is the fastest, because I'm still not sure about the Turismo or this car being the fastest. I mean, it's definitely not the Panzer. The Panzer's there though. I think it has good acceleration, but so speed is mediocre and it turns like crap. So yeah, this is definitely the best car you can use. Can I hit the bloody button on accident? It's the disadvantage with the new mouse, it has really big buttons I can hit on accident. Just when I have to change my tablet. It's still like in energy saving mode. When it does that, then the Bildschirm goes off and I won't be able to get chat. So there we are. Now I can see chat. And apparently I died from that. Good meme. Oh fuck, now I'm here. Hey Lamao. Yeah, I think that's pretty bad health insurance. It's all privatized. Which means if you don't have health insurance, you're fucked. I guess don't get sick when you're in Hong Kong. I mean, so far it hasn't hit 100%. The highest amount it has hit right now is 80%. Oh, fuck this guy. I hate the minibuses. They are fat bullshit and they're super hard to kill because they're so heavy. Look at this guy, he's still dead. go. How are all these minibuses coming from? It's really weird. Oh. Like it's difficult to flip cars in this game. I mean, I don't hit any CPU clock. I have to check the GPU though. GPU power consumption is at 75. That's also overclocked, by the way. Okay, I have to check it. GPU load is 83%. I could even set this down a little bit and still be fine. But I think I'm going to leave it as it is because it's a stable setting. And the energy consumption is actually not that bad. These are the best cars you can get. The best bike with phase 4, unfortunately. The Panzer, the Vanguard is pretty good. The Duono, that's the car that I was talking about. And you get that one for free though, so you don't have to get phase level 5. And then you have also the Blast, which is the car we currently are driving, I think. And the Velocita doesn't exist on the streets, so you can only buy it. Okay. I think the Velocita actually might be the fastest then. It becomes relevant when you are eventually able to 100% for this game. So I'm just going to quickly Google what actually is the fastest car with living dogs. Just out of interest. Speedrun. Can you trust this crap? Maybe. I don't consent. Opt out of all the bloody data gathering because fuck you guys. There you go. So. And this guy says fuck all. Huh? I don't understand this list whatsoever. Ah, it's the fastest bike is the, yeah, that's the 1100N. Then it's the Panzer. Actually, the Panzer is faster. Oh, that's interesting. The Toma doesn't actually have such a high speed. The Vanguard is faster. But that's the GSX version. I don't think it's the normal Vanguard. Tuono. And then the Blast. So the Blast is the slowest. And that's the car you get for free. Sadly. That sucks. Dairy GT is the fastest B-Rank car. Italian is slower. And Velocita is actually the slowest, or is it the fastest? Nah, this just makes no sense. Because the Velocita is the fastest one. But the HN, absolutely useless. Maybe you can find the best cars, A-Class, B-Car. Enterprise, Bismarck. GX100. Executive, Drifter. Again, that's all not really telling how quick they actually are. Yeah, it's the same shit. It's just copy-pasted crap. No one really has done testing what the fastest car really is. This is just what people say. Now that's really much what it comes down to. Is the Tuono faster than the Panzer, and is the other car faster than the other car? I might have to test this like later on when I get actually access to these cars reliably. But currently I'm like really happy with my settings. Like it seems to work out. I'm not hitting any CPU cap. I'm not hitting any GPU cap, and I have these settings. If you want to check that out. I mean, SSA I really want to have. I don't want to have XSA because if XSA muddies the corners really badly, and especially if you run low resolution, this is a problem. All the other cap is set off. This is again only the world density again is high because I feel like it's important so you see the caps as early as possible. So I'm very happy with the settings right now. The core stability is really good. So far I didn't get any blue screens because of it, and the driver also didn't crash, because mostly like it doesn't run even like with full energy. This is just the overclock I gave it, it doesn't mean it doesn't reach it. Like now we are at 1.8 GHz. Also the changes, if you up the settings, this game can performance up gigantically. So much that you run out. Just surprising, because I felt like the GT 1060 was a massive upgrade compared to what I used to have. But you would have to have a 1070 minimum to run the game at maximum settings normally. Maybe even a 1070 TTI. Should I need to go up on the mountainside? Just realized. But yeah, it's a big challenge basically. I mean, like I said, if you don't have any CPU stoppage going on, the game doesn't lag when you hit fences and stuff like that. And it doesn't slow you down nearly as much. I think that's what's causing actually the lag. You can drive really smoothly when all of the stuff enabled. GPU load is 90%. This is the worst part you can actually get up here. 93. Alright, so it keeps the settings correct. Still stable. Yeah, I don't see any problem whatsoever. This is running really well. I'm very happy. But that's just streaming, which I was really afraid of. I might even be able to up the bitrate a little bit, but that might be something I might have to do Scabba and decide on next time. I mean, the only thing that I know for sure is the fact that but definitely need these other white settings, and I can tell you that much. So yeah, now I can continue testing the game and play through it and get farther in it. But I need to get the full screen going. It's actually no. Need to just turn off the GPU set and all this other crap because we don't need it anymore. But yeah, it's a really good sign basically. Like the GPU clock, it reaches about 80% with 4.2 GHz. But there's still like a little bit of wiggle room. I could set it down a tiny bit, but I don't really have to, and I don't really want to. Just to have as much safety as possible. So the actual stream right now only takes up 50%. I think also the GPU has a lot of it. So GPU load and everything, it's perfect. I'm very happy with it. I don't think this will actually change if I'm going to go into the full screen mode. It shouldn't. So yeah, I think I find the right game setup. It kind of sucks that I have to play the game really in this setting, but like one thing that I can try is like run the game in 1080p, but I think that would kill performance. I mean, we can try. I'm not going to be a guy that says no to that idea. At least try. Let's see what happens if we run the game with full settings. Okay. Also GPU temperature is really important. That is at 50 degrees right now. So there's still wiggle room actually to overclock even more. The problem is I have like no way of telling if it's going to hit the frame rate buffer. It also only allows 75 Hz. It's difficult to say what's going to happen. Maybe if I set down quality setting, I might be able to run the game in 1080p. Because it is easier to play in 1080p. Because the game is just better looking on the screen. Which means the only other idea that I have to get around this is by playing on my TV screen. Okay, but so far it's no lag, it's just me driving like that. That might be lag though. That's 1100, the fastest thingy in the game. That should be a good stress test how bad this is. Nice. Good meme. I don't know, I feel it's still a bit laggy. It's the Wangan GTX-X. That's also a really good car. It's basically a Nissan GTR ripoff. Ugh. I don't know, it feels laggy. The problem is I cannot tell because it's behind the screen. I mean, the settings say it's fine. GPU load actually hits 100. So we do hit the GPU load problem. I mean, if I set down the world detail a tiny bit, then it might be doable. Because these extreme settings are really what kills the performance the most. So just going to world high basically might be already enough. Oh, it also set the shit. Oh, I hate that. It's actually fine. It's the game that decided to go and change my settings. I know why, it's because I hit custom on accident. It's really bad at keeping your settings actually. I mean, anti-aliasing is obviously very important, but I mean, the problem is this doesn't feel like 1080p. Is this like the UI scale that's wrong? I don't think that's it. I think it's this weird glitch where the game internally doesn't change the resolution. So we're actually running right now not in 1080p, we're still running in 720p. Also, it's going to fuck up the aspect ratio for the game capture. I'm going to fix that in quite some time. I mean, GPU load is difficult to say. Like, I really would like to play the game in 1080p though, because the more room you have, the smaller the UI renders, and the better the UI renders, the better it is, you know. It's just what it pretty much comes down to. I mean, the problem is that it only runs in 75 Hz, it doesn't allow any other running. I could like set down the game, I guess, but do I feel comfortable with that? I mean, that's not 1080p actually. But I'm fairly sure 1080p kills the performance. I mean, there's still ways of me turning down the stream quality even further. But it's not a problem with the capability of the CPU, it's a problem with the GPU actually. Which is very disappointing because I bought this GPU just to avoid this kind of scenario and I'm still running into it. So yeah, we are running 100% GPU loads, that's the problem right now. I mean, I can always like think about not giving back the card, but reselling it, you know, which sucks. And then buying a 1070, I guess. Because I'm definitely having microstarter. It sucks, but what can you do? I mean, there's always like the option of turning off different stuff, like the anti-aliasing, for example. But let's first of all try the world sensitivity, because it definitely cannot deal with extreme. You just run into the GPU clock. Also, I shouldn't forget I can still overclock the card. Okay, that helped. So what does our GPU level say? We are hitting 99, 100, unfortunately. So the only setting that I can still reduce is the anti-aliasing setting, which I might in order to play at 29p. But it sucks. I really would have thought that this would have done it, but it really doesn't do it. Oh well. Normal is 66A, high is SSSA. Wait, what? That's a mix of SSSA and medium. No, but I'm just going to take FFX. Doesn't really matter what kind of analyzing I take. The problem is also this game allows only very limited settings, basically. It looks a little bit crap, I guess, but it's not that bad, actually. My car feeling like here, but I am driving a really pretty slow car, so difficult to say. So what is it looking like, the GPU load? We are hitting... Ah, this actually makes a huge difference. The anti-aliasing apparently eats a lot of power. Jesus Christ, it eats a lot of power. I might be able to actually set up the world density again. Because holy crap, that's a huge difference. The anti-aliasing is an extreme performance log. The fact that this was like 30% of the GPU power being used up by the anti-aliasing. I mean, I think it's more like inefficiency. I mean, with a more powerful card, you would run out of the inefficiency, but I don't think you could run away from it completely. That's also the disadvantage of having a higher electricity bill, which I don't like. Already paying way too much for electricity. And quality-wise, the game looks fine, you know? But that might not even be a reason. Ooh, I like that comparison. I mean, so far I don't see any lag. The performance is really good too. This is of me touching the GPU clock. So yeah, it seems to be that the anti-aliasing is the thing that causes the game to absolutely cripple its performance. I might get around actually streaming in 1080p. Or at least using the general resolution of 1080p and then downscaling it. But honestly, that comes down to what other people say, if this is like fine for them quality-wise or if they want more. I mean, the biggest disadvantage is obviously that they are not able to upload the world record in the best quality possible. I'd also like to have rain, because rain I think is more challenging for the GPU because of all the reflections going on. And like now we're running at 186 FPS. This tells you how much you have to hog tie this game in order to get the maximum out of it and not running into the GPU clock. Basically allowing the game to run as fast as possible, as it possibly can. I mean, after a certain point, basically, you cannot improve a game anymore and it's going to run at the maximum performance possible. That's basically the goal you want to have. And I feel like comfortable to say that I have reached it. Performance dips obviously, which is normal, but overall this is the maximum you're going to see basically in the game. And it runs smooth, it just means I have to have the FXXA settings, which like they smudge the corners a little bit. They're kind of like RTX, you know? But honestly, other than that, this is fine, you know? This is the fastest bike, which is going to give you the least amount of performance, and it's really, really good. Don't see anything wrong with it, really. I see no lag whatsoever, this is really good. Yeah, I think it's because I'm running in 1080p. I should still resolution. Thanks for telling me. I have to reset the scaler. But yeah, I think this is actually it. I can run the game in 1080p. You have to let the anti-aliasing off though, like leave it at normal. It's still going to anti-alias, you just cannot afford SSA anti-aliasing. It eats up your performance like nothing. Like it eats it for Christmas basically. That's pretty much what it does. Kinda sucks that it doesn't want to correctly transition the screen though. That's what I was talking about, like it's very difficult to make this happen. Because when I'm running the game in full screen, I cannot change the setting to correctly implement this. It's also going to look like it's smaller. Maybe if there's like still some corners being cut off. Like tiny ones, but not that bad as it used to. But yeah, I think I can continue running the game now. Finding all the strats that I can. I'm really happy that I was able to get these settings worked out, where the game runs in no hit whatsoever. So it's doing as well as it possibly can, FPS wise, and then I can run the world settings at extreme detail. Which is something I really want to do for obvious reasons. So I think now it's listening in. Yeah, this is also like something that can happen. If you go to the other city time and you go inside, then also something that I realized is I don't check caps on accident anymore. It's because this has something to do with the lag. If you run into lag, you accidentally skip the cap. Like it doesn't happen this way.
Can I help you with something?
Yeah. Are you Ping?
No.
Listen to this cheesy dialogue.
How about the owner then?
I'm the owner. Just not Ping.
Alright, not Ping. I'm picking up hardware for Orange Lotus. You know it?
Orange Lotus? Sure. This is some pretty sophisticated stuff. Sure you can handle it?
I'll manage.
My number's on the package. You need a hand getting slot X into socket Y? Give me a call.
How can slot X fit into socket Y? It has to be slot X into socket X.
Did you get the bug? I got it.
Ah, bloody hell. That's not how this works. This is how none of this works. That was pretty mediocre. Can do better, but it was okay. The idea of putting him in the trunk was good. Yeah, it kinda sucks that I get so many minus points. Also, where the fuck am I driving? Yeah, that's a bigger question. I think I'm going to reset the checkpoint. I kind of want to make sure that I get the maximum cop points in order to see what the recoil compensator does. If we're going to run down this many people, I have a problem. So I'm not going to take that car. I think I need to make a quick visit to the garage store. Because the actual car we're going to run is actually different compared to this car. Ugh, I have motorcycles. I have really bad brakes. Yeah, it's just rubbish traffic. But you have to make sure that I get 2 cop points. Because that will be considered normal for that time mission. And I still cannot use the mobile phone while inside the car. I have to get the other mouse.
Oh shit.
I'm still pissed they sent me the wrong one. They sent me a €10 mouse instead of the bloody €50 one that I bought. Such a stupid error. There's going to be some study start who's going to buy it and has no idea what he bought, and then he's going to think he got the right thing. So I think mishandling items is the worst thing you can do. Because it means new noobs get fucked over. Because they have like no idea what they actually got. Also the frequency of this mouse is not great. There we go, we have to complete level 3. The Reaper compensate motion aiming by holding a gun after disarming an enemy or hitting them with a melee attack. Motion by holding a gun after disarming an enemy or hitting them with a melee attack. Ah, you can press and then you can go into the motion. That's actually decent. That's a good combo, it's the first one. It's a shame you cannot get the chop stack, but what can you do? Yeah, these objects previously would have slowed me down so much just by like. The problem is again that I can only start speedrunning when I have to collect the equipment. I feel like using a mouse that I'm not going to use is kind of a stupid idea because the later it's going to be completely different, so all these practice feels a little bit useless. Yeah, German efficiency is not that great actually. It's a myth. Just look at the whole waiver system. It's a tragedy. It wouldn't be so shit if it would be cheap, but it's neither. So I'm not cutting controlment.
Raymond, I got something. What is it? Something for ballistics. A weapon belonging to one of Dog Eye's men. Do you know Charlie Peng?
Wait, how did you get Charlie Peng's gun?
Never mind. Can you use it?
Beat me. On the way.
Andrew? What are you...
Okay, you ready? Alright, listen. It's simple.
The gun sure shoots fast. That's another part about the high FPS. I feel like we can shoot faster, the follow-up shots. But yeah, I'm happy about running that game in 1080p and being able to stream it, even though it is not the fastest preset. And with 2000 bitrate.
First he was in cover behind the barricade. Get down behind that barricade.
Well, I'm trying.
Good. I want you to put some bullets.
Why did I reload? Oh, because I wasted bullets.
Good. By now, the van must have appeared on the scene. Then he must have run through over there.
Oh, this is so sloppy. Why does my controlling?
At the guys over there.
Awful.
There was a shooter firing shots from the passenger window. But he couldn't get a clean shot, so he pushed forward. Keep going, come on.
I never get this right on the first try. Maybe it's just better to go... What the fuck?
One more thing.
Like, I felt like I hit him multiple times in the head, but... For some reason I really didn't want to go like this. I hate this mission so much. It's going to be something I have to train. But I feel like the recoil compensator does already help. I'm going out the strat of dying. That was again weird. Come on, get out. Why are they not shooting? Super frustrating. The shit doesn't work like that. So you have to go to level 4, and even then they start fucking trying to get you. Oh, I'm dead. That took forever. I don't know. I don't think the stat is worth it. I mean, the advantage is you do keep the cop case when you're like really super close by. Oh bloody hell, I cannot remember where Bam Bam is. It's over there. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, if you get arrested, you get put over there, basically, which is pretty bad. I mean, honestly, like, arrested might be not so bad, honestly, because it's right there. The danger is I might get into a police chase when I skip the thingy. You know what, let me just quickly get arrested. It reminds me to get our pot pebble. Copy, copy, cop. Where are you? Cop, 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 car. There's a cop. You have me. I give up. Okay, they're pretty blind. They're like super blind. That's really not that bad, honestly. It's not to say if it's faster, but if they are really this blind, then it's fine. I mean, the problem is obviously that it's risk. So I think it's better to run all the way over there to the other thing. I'm thinking about getting up the timer. I'm actually testing how fast I am. Yeah, you know what, I will do this. Ugh, bloody hell. Yeah, this is the problem, this game. It really doesn't like to alt tab out. Should have started live split earlier. Oh, live split actually might be a problem now that I think about it, because it uses up quite a lot of CPU. We're going to try to run the server, but we see how much actually does live split eat. Let's see. Well, it's much better than it used to be. Live split used to actually eat like 5%, 10% of the CPU. Now it's only 1% at most, so they made it much better. That's good to know. Because this used to be a problem. When you fight for any little bit of lag, then this is a really big issue. If you run into lag. So, there we go. Does it show up on stream? It does not. Why does it not show up? Honestly, this is stupid. I'm going to quickly stop the stream and start it again. That did not fix it. I don't understand why this doesn't work. Because it definitely shows up in the window capture correctly, and I put it in front of everything, so I cannot tell you what's happening there. So certainly you won't see the timer. That's okay though. I need the timer only internally, honestly. So, display. It's a little bit silly, but what can you do? Okay, that works. So I'm going to set a timer once I hit the enter key. Like I said, I want to risk getting into a police chase. So getting on the biker circle might be the fastest. Because I can drive much easier in one line. That was pretty bad, I forgot that you can actually walk inside. That was... well, it didn't time, even though I hit the button. That was a 30 feet time mission. It's pretty okay. Wanna get it perfect though. And the problem is I will have to combine this with the idea of running into the cop. Oh, that's one. mean, the good part is also you can immediately start running. And it's not that much long of a walk. Oh my god, this bike really doesn't fucking turn. Was again a 33. Also the room is like photographing me, that's hilarious. Just can't get it right, really. But yeah, getting arrested is easier than actually stealing, getting shot to pieces. You shouldn't forget, I have like time to get all these messages in, which normally you also have to wait for. So it's all around, it's like a good idea. I'm trying to. Like, that's the number one thing that I'm worried about, is the fucking bike. I mean, it's the fastest thing to get, really. Also, there's like a danger driving outside of the garage because there are people. Which, if I have the wrong key mapped to my bloody key, then it's fine, but... That was 30. So it's actually not that costly to do this. So I have to try out actually using the car, though. Because I do have access to the Class C car. And the bike really handles badly. Piece of bloody shit. Faster. So the thing that I now have to test is driving the bike from the point when you get blotted off. The problem is I don't think I made the correct save for that. Yeah, it's chain of save, auto save. Oh well, it happens. I mean, I have to get the bike basically and test how fast or long it takes me to drive all the way down there. The problem is getting that bike, basically. Because it spawns weirdly. You can spawn around the night market. But it really does it randomly, really. At least that's what it feels like. It's like time. Oh my god, that's actually the right bike. And the point is, it's a pretty good bike, so... I mean, I have to also get into account of getting rid of the police chase and everything, but it's just straight the driving part. I feel like getting into the police chase and getting arrested is comparable to getting off the bike and getting inside the Club Bang Bang. Maybe it's even faster to get arrested, because Club Bang Bang means you also have to wait for the messages, which you have time to get the other way. So I think we pop out here. 1, 2, 3. Actually, to see that. Like 15 FPS. And we're topping FPS. That's not a good sign. I'm not running into a CPU header, so I don't know why it's stuttered. I'm going to quickly check the... I didn't drop any FPS. That's really weird. I think it had to be YouTube. Huh. Yeah, sorry, it had to be YouTube, honestly. It's not my end. Because CPU and everything is fine. And I have not dropped any FPS because I wonder... Well, maybe it can be like a problem with the... well, with the... what's it called? You know what I mean. With the render. But it poops without realizing it dropped FPS. Because the error rate is quite high. It's the same. So there you go, timing wise it's the same. I think I'm capturing the game drives. No, I'm not. It's bad again as you tap back in. Huh, that's really weird. Because I don't capture the game twice. It is only on game capture 1, and that's the only one that I have currently running. It doesn't tell me about any dropped FPS, and I cannot see it because I don't have a second screen. I mean, I have one, but I don't have it put up right now. Maybe I should put it up again. That's weird. I mean, I'm just going to delete all the capture windows, basically. I mean, I don't need them anyway, so it's not like a big problem. I'm going to make the game capture also from new. Maybe this has something to do if I want to stream with 720p and I use not on upscaling. That's the only understanding I have of this error. Media resolution is the same as the game, probably. Yeah, you're right. I think that's actually it. Because I currently have it set to 720p because the game was running in 720p. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to stop the stream and set this up. Okay, thank you for telling me. I think that is the problem. It's because I forgot to change the settings from the 720p I was previously running the game in. Now it's at the base count resolution is 1080p and the output scale resolution is 720. That should be it. Like I said, I might be able to go back actually and run the game in 1080 and stream it in 1080, but we see. It's difficult. Because 1080 really heats up quite a bit. But it depends, you know, if I use a really fast reset then it might not actually not make a difference. It's maybe like double workload and 12% the CPU can still take. So yeah, tell me if it's fine now. The problem is this error doesn't show up. Like you don't get any dropped FPS warnings or whatsoever like that.
Dog guy's gotta know he fucked with the wrong people.
Yeah, no kidding.
We're short a gun. You're good with your hand, Shan. Let's see what you can do without iron.
Look, hold on. We shouldn't go in shooting anyway. There'll be workers in there. And we need Sue while alive. He's worth a fortune.
Oh, we're going in shooting. This is Dog Eye's biggest money maker. They're not gonna give it up without a fight.
But you want me unarmed.
You're the new guy. Once you're inside, find your own gun and use it.
It's going to be interesting what it's going to look like if you have no... If you have to recall compensator for this mission.
You're not a cop.
feel is to prove it. All right? It'll be my pleasure. All right, here's the plan. Go to the back door. I'll look around and wait for my signal to attack.
Yeah, I'm going to try that later on. But I think it was a way to the scaling resolution, because this is something that you do warn about. You're not supposed to do, and I did it anyway, because I didn't think about it. That sucks. It was quite a bit of face meter. Let's see if it's going to be okay. The problem is more like the half that I lost. I really have to learn to counter this. Or maybe I should just get this guy here. I would get some face meter going. That's unnecessary. That was much better though. So it should get him from here actually. Yep. Now this part is again very important, I got it right. It's very difficult. I mean, you get randomly like a 2-star and a 1-star chase. So my plan is to outrun the chase first and then get to fever. This time I got a 1-star chase. The sad part is I can't get rid of it. Fuck me. That was terrible. I chinked the camera. Maybe you have to run over the guy? I really don't know. Oh man, that was terrible. But yeah, my thought process is about running over the police guy in the entrance. Driving physics in this game with the motorcycles, they're so disgusting. The cyclist bomb the boat, makes something really weird happen. Okay, that guy was pretty dead. Honestly, what I should do is go get Suva. And now I'm at 2. That's what I was talking about, I just don't understand it. Why does this happen? there's just nothing you can do. You just cannot escape them by just running them over. This is such a disgusting mission. Does the vehicle compensator help? Maybe. This is so stupid. I mean, there's also the action height which reduces heat, which is like super useful. Because that might be really what would help in this mission. I don't know. I mean, the way this would best work is if I find a spot where I can get the vault off. Where is the spot though where I can get like a really big jump? Because if you big jump, you get a low meter for the cops to recognize you. It's pretty good. It's like an intended thing. It's not like a glitch or anything. It's actually like a gameplay element. Oh my god, this is so terrible. The bike is difficult to drive. I mean, that really tells you something. This mission is just from hell. I have to find a spot where I can jump. Basically, kill myself, so to say. There might be something here. We're looking at complete shit. Yeah, it's difficult though. Just with the camera fighting me. Okay, good game. Ugh, stupid shit. Yeah, this mission is a hell because it's inefficient. Like, sometimes you get lucky and randomly you only get like a 1-star police chase. But it's super random. When you get a 1-star police chase, it turns into a 2-star police chase, and sometimes it just stays 1-star. And it's just randomness basically, which causes such a big problem. So I cannot outrun them, as you see. And that's a mission fail then afterwards. Oh game, why? Trying to think, where is the spot where I can jump? I think I was cancelling the mission, getting a police car, and then I don't know. Thank you. Oh my god. And that's the next cop coming. Like for some reason this mission is bugged. After all this time, now do you fucking get to a bit of it? I don't know. I should just find spots where I can jump. But when I find a jump spot, it will tell me anyway. I mean, there's one at the harbor, that's the only one that I can think about.
I'm not afraid of dog eyes.
Dog eyes? Motherfucker, I get paid by dog eyes, but all my product goes to Big Smile Lee. You wanna fuck with him?
I just did.
You dumb bastards, got any idea how badly this is going to fuck things?
Hey, ask me if I care.
My product is what makes the whole triad work.
I don't give a shit about your product. And you keep talking about it, I'm liable to forget I promised to bring you in alive.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You know what? I'm sick of listening to you.
So drop me off, some real gangster.
Oh, that didn't work.
You'll get to meet a few.
Damn. Used to be this organization knew what he was doing. Now it's full of crazy motherfuckers and choir boys.
Shut the fuck up!
That doesn't trigger shit. Where can I find a jumping off point? This is the problem. Off point is flat as fuck. I cannot think about a single jump off point, like where you can get this done basically. Maybe I find like a glitch way where you can glitch into some the ground or whatever. But I just cannot think about any point where I can do a jump off. That's the only way to get rid of the cops, honestly. But I just don't see where it's possible. It's just absolutely impossible. Because no point is just too flat. Well, the only one that I can think about is over here. But it's difficult to abuse because game physics. Oh, now it's even raining. That might be maybe like one idea. Over there, the highway. Maybe it's like doable. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. Ugh, fucking hell.
Are you fucking done?
Okay.
Fucking asshole cannot drive. And the good part is it's easy to get to. Oh, I know. Like that. There we go, I triggered it. But the cop is like really tenacious, like he's still on my fucking back. I mean, I cannot run him like that though. There you go. I have to find a better spot for that. Because I just remembered, if you land on top of the barrel, then the game does this.
You know what you just did? You're dead. You're dead. Look, I'm not afraid of dog eyes.
Dog eyes? Motherfucker, I get paid by dog eyes, but all my product goes to Big Smile Lee. You wanna fuck with him?
I just did.
You dumb bastards, got any idea how badly this is going to fuck things?
Hey, ask me if I care.
My product is what makes the whole triad work.
I don't give a shit about your product. And you keep talking about it, I'm liable to forget I promised to bring you in alive.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You know what? I'm sick of listening to you.
So drop me off with some real gangster.
You'll get to meet a few.
Damn. Used to be this organization knew what he was doing. Now it's full of crazy.
I think this is the only point that I can think about where I can get the jump off going.
Fuck up.
This is really the only one. Maybe over there, up onto the highway. There's a barrel here. Nope, certainly not. I need to find a point where I can jump off, get a lot of air. If I land on a barrel, that is all I need. It's just a teeniest spot where I can jump off. But it just doesn't exist. It just doesn't fucking exist. If I would have to go back a little bit, that would also be worth it. I mean, now that I think about it, this might actually work. Drive the motorcycle all the way to the spot where you jump. That's something I actually do already think about, but I didn't test it fully. So fucks you are. I don't think the time is going to be enough. Let me see. Just want to see what the game basically does. Oh, it does nothing, because I cannot hit the barrel with the car. Maybe wait for the cop chase, take over the cop car. I have no idea what to do, really. I still like the idea about going the other way, but the problem really comes down to the fact that the car is not fast enough to get a jump off point.
Are you fucking done? Okay, I'm done.
That's also the bench over here. Trying to get rid of the police. Is there any interior? That's only empty. I'll see what happens now if I catch up to him. I mean, this guy is poopy slow, that's the problem. You can't catch up to him because he's scripted. And script boy is a little bit too quick. Jump off point over there. What if he takes you out? The problem is you don't have a car. Like the car cannot reach him. That's a mission fail. But that doesn't mean he's unharmed. this guy has decent top speed though. Also it's really decent weight, so you can crush down the barrier really quickly. I mean, honestly, I reach him pretty quickly, considering the fact that he goes to speed no matter what he wants to go. I'm really close to reaching him. If the fucking script for jumping on would work. This might actually be something, because it's actually not that slow. I mean, it sucks that I cannot get him from not getting into the car, but what can you do? Alternative is the idea about taking a different route. For example, going straight. Top of the highway. Then get him when he comes over here. Oh, fucking hell. Bloody button. Like, is there a way to keep him from getting onto the bike? Like with all energy maybe? Nope. Might be better to do it like this. Besides, I have to save my homies. Yeah, I think this is slower. Oh, it feels like the car has no power anymore. Well, we're more like he speeds up again. Ugh, bloody scripting. I mean, there's a moment where you can catch him. If you get immediately off the bike and you don't drive to the car, then it's fine. Like, wait, the script for jumping, ah!
Are you fucking done?
So get off the bike immediately, run to the car. Let's try out that one. I just barely made it. Yeah, the problem is the copper always recovers really quickly. But if you get into this guy, it might be faster to take the shortcut. Yeah, this car cannot keep up, it's so slow. Why can't there not be a Vanguard undercover car there? That would be amazing. The undercover car is amazing. Also, something else that I realized is you have to wait for Wade to get rid of the helmet. Do it like this. Ah, the player Angie. Yeah, if I go straight, I might be able to do this. Okay, actually now that I think about it, there's the undercover blaze I forgot about. Not that far. One place. Yeah, the undercover blaze. I can go inside the undercover blaze maybe. If I do it incredibly quick, I might be able to do this. Brakes of this thing are really bad. Yeah, it takes too long. Yeah, the undercover blaze, that's an oldie but goldie. Like if I go immediately first to or I go straight and I try to write them off. That's the next idea. Oh man. Who put that tree there? That, and then get him. Okay. Go down hit the tree. So he's now right there. That's when I get rid of the police chase. The problem is getting onto the bike. I mean, I might be able to do it if I wait very tenaciously. And I get the perfect timing off. I mean, honestly, it's not that bad actually. If I drive really, really well, then I might be able to do this. But where does this actually road go? I think this leads to this place, doesn't it? So we can go straight and then go down as well. Because the good thing is there's like a police over there which trigger the... I don't outrun the police, so it doesn't give me a second spawn of the police. So this actually might work. Because the cops at the police station are the one that trigger not any more cop cars spawning. Because normally I would outrun the cop car, because I'm too fast with the motorcycle. And outrunning them is really bad because then they just run new ones. Because you have to have like, I think 10 seconds minimum of chase going on. So pretty much this point here. Then get the cops to trigger. But then now we had actually the cops spawn. So this time it didn't work. Oh, but it did. The problem is I'm not fast enough. I mean, there's like an underpass over there which I can take. Ugh, this bike. Yeah, this pass here. This is actually one that I can take. Normally I never take it because I said there's no existence to exist even now. But it takes me right at the space where I want to be. And then I can jump onto the car. Honestly, this might be the most consistent one. Because this mission has no consistency and it needs it desperately. Because you can still lose so much time on the cop chase. If you get insanely lucky, you get the perfect RNG, and you get a one-star police chase, then everything is fine and dandy. The problem is you rarely have that luxury. Thank you. Shitty scripting, man. Yeah, you can make this. If I do this perfectly, I can make this. I found a new really good script. This is a really good one. Because it's consistent and it is fast. Because if you drive that route, you're actually going to be pretty quick. I like this a lot. Just have to train this to become good. This side speed, I never noticed it. Because normally you have like no reason to take it whatsoever. Because it's off literally everywhere. It's just no reason whatsoever. This glitch. That's a danger, because it's like going up the hill. But I hit the wall, which was pretty bad. We should go that way, by the way. That would be this way. The other way would be that way. Like, I'm also thinking, like, is there like a way to get onto the highway really easily? But I don't think there is. Because the highway would lead perfectly to that place where I want to be. That highway is perfect. Look where it goes. And then it goes off right there. I'm just going to quickly catch up to him and do a bit of the police chase. See, that's something I never thought about, but this is definitely like an option, getting onto the highway. Somehow. I may have to try it out. The only way I know how to get to the highway is over there. If you drive that, it's this way you can go on the highway and that way. It's a really long straight way that leads onto the highway, and it's the only straight way that leads onto the highway. Because all the other ones are like broken. So I'm trying to like figure out, is there like a way to get secondary onto the highway? I don't think there is. No mission fair. Yeah, it just takes too long. That's the main issue, there's no other way to get onto the highway. You can check obviously, maybe there's like a way to glitch through the ground maybe, but it's just buildings basically on top. It's pretty frustrating. Like same thing over here, buildings. And finally over here it's also buildings. Like, what am I supposed to do there? That sucks. That fucking highway is so silly. It would be bloody perfect, but I would have like to find a way to glitch somehow through the ground into it. There's just no other way to make it. No, not like that though. Maybe it's just like if I go to the main road and then turn around. I mean, the advantage of the highway is that I will be at full speed, I will get onto the hole basically if I make it. Oh my god, the turn you have to make. It just sucks. The layout of the map in North Point is a tragedy. It's just absolutely garbage. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think that's faster than going the other way. That's bad. I should not have done that. Come on, game. Quicker. Nope. I think I can make it if I drive perfectly. I have to stay away from the left side though. Go straight. That also cannot happen. You have such little time. But I think I can make it. Is that something like... Can't even outrun the fucking cop car with the bicycle, which is much faster than the cop car. But this time I did it, but the problem is it's a little bit too slow. And I can't even outrun the cop car, which is hilarious. Yeah, it's a pretty funny meme. I think they get like a speed boost when they're on top of the motor road. But that's not explanation and they're getting a speed boost. Because look at this shit, he's going as fast as I am pretty much. Yeah, I think the way that I found is the best way of driving onto the road and then I have to learn to jump on. That's not something I never noticed. There are some vents over there. Don't think it will do anything though, because you have to wait for the cop chase to start. That is pretty good.
Are you fucking done?
This is honestly not as far as you think. Because think about it, how long it takes me to take out the cops.
You know what you just did? You're
Yeah, this is a really good strategy. I like it a lot. It's so optimized because it's repeatable. And that's so important in this game, that you have a repeatable strategy. And driving behind him and trying to outrun the cops that way, it really doesn't work. But this way really seems to work. Like so far I've outrun them every single time. That was bad. Like something I noticed is that when you have to slowly turn, it takes ever. So I think the way to do this is basically wait until the car comes and then accelerate. Because the game really wants to catch him at this point. But the kids I noticed is you don't even have to drive this quickly. Well, I wanted to keep the cop level, but okay. That was too slow. Like the acceleration over there is pretty bad. It's because the road is bumpy, and when the road becomes bumpy, the bikes become super bad to accelerate. Yeah, that doesn't work. Well, it might. Especially if I'm thinking about it now, if I can swoop through there and then that way. So I might be able to keep with Suva, which might actually be the best way to do this. Ooh, or maybe find like a way to outrun them even. Because you're not supposed to drive there. This might be something that the script doesn't like. So I'm going to try to catch up ASAP to him.
Are you fucking done? Okay, I'm done.
I got a cop spawn. Why game? No, it wasn't completely terrible, but it was fairly terrible. I don't know what to do.
What are you doing? Shut up.
I think I have to go for a later turnaround. You have to have the original cops follow with you longer, because I got in the middle where back spawn. So very tricked by that. I think I have to go for one turn later.
Are you fucking done? Okay, I'm done.
Alright, I follow. Fucking punks. Yeah, if you have to a car with you, they just follow. There's nothing you can do about that. I mean, the next idea is trying to follow them with the bike as long as possible. then only change on the last spot basically. And try to see what that does. Yeah, it's a turning around, which is super difficult, because you're in a slope down and you have to turn, can't make it. But what was interesting was the fact that I was able to skip him. I was afraid of turning inside the inner road though. Next time I'm not going to be afraid of that. Ouch. It was kind of interesting that it allows me even the option to get a car. Nope, immediately triggers the cop. Here's another thing, wait. Okay, so they can arrest you apparently. That's the next spawn. And so one now is down there at the I could have made it. Yeah, I don't know, like waiting is not working. Oh my god, I got a gun. Uh-huh. Like maybe beating them up might work, and then... Lol. Wow, good meme. And there's also the idea about taking the car. Because I have a considerable weight. The advantage of the car is that I can turn actually. So I would have the Q button mapped to the right space. I could in fact turn. Ugh. I drive like donkey. Super, I got away. Bloody camera. That was interesting. Apparently I somehow zoomed out. I have no idea how I did this. Fucking Fort Knox had to be over there. It's difficult to say if I would have made this without the car there in a way. That was a serious downer. Wow, that's how you can get the camera to zoom out. I had no idea that you can actually even do that. That is so cool. But again, I've got Knox bang in the van. It's really unfortunate timing. But yeah, maybe you cannot make it because for some reason these Fort Knox vans spawn. I mean, it's surprisingly close though. The thing what I like about that is the fact that you don't have to take the bike. Because the problem with the bike is that if you want to jump from the bike, you cannot do both. It's very difficult to do. I mean, honestly, I might actually go into the keyboard settings and try to change them manually. What the fuck? Well, I got them.
Are you fucking done? Okay.
Did you fucking see that? The car was flying. He was fucking flying, that bloody cheater. That's how he avoids the traffic. That's how the script works. That's hilarious. The car was flying. That's hilarious. Oh, you got another Copcast one. Yeah, I wonder this one is going to be hard. But not impossible as it seems. Oh, it tells you how consistent this method is.
Are you fucking done? Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's really not bad. I would like this method. This game. Yeah, I should actually change some settings now that I think about it. So to say, I need to make the jump button on the control on the mouse right now. It's really important that I do this. So we have E up, is open phone, that's going to be Q. And where do we have the up button? Action hijack, action hijack, action hijack. Undercover. So it's not something you can change. Change section. On backspace on action hijack, there we go. Where's this view? It's supposed to be up. Oh, that's weird. Oh no, right, that's backspace. Yeah, I need to change the mouse settings for this to work. Yeah, 6 is backspace, that's for the keyboard. But I have to have the action hijacking on it. Let's use U for it. So, now let me go again at the game controls. Yeah. Control layout. Home phone is up. Grapple, reload, move. Home phone can stay. It's the driving controls which we have to switch. Because that is going to be you. Okay, that works. And display settings. I think the game just pooped itself. But that's not okay. Okay, there we go. So basically I want to be able to drive like this. So always be in action hijack mode when I do this, basically. have it. Okay, we got it. That was pretty bad though.
Are you fucking done?
It's pretty difficult actually. It's mostly because I have to use a really weird mouse button to do it. But it's also the timing which is really difficult. Let that cop catch up a teeny tiny bit and he's still at my ass now. Wow. So you really cannot let the cop even catch you. You cannot even slow down. You have to go full speed because for some reason if you think, oh, I slow down and then the cop is not going to despawn, for some reason the cop becomes a super cop. And he's going to run you down like no other man. Okay. I'm trying to think how I can stretch this so I meet so perfectly if I drive the normal way, basically. That's an idea that I have. One way would be going via the night market. And I can't write it out. Because the problem is I have to wait a teeny tiny bit. And the waiting period is pretty difficult because then you have to make sure you hit the key at the right point. I'm pretty sure now I won't get them, but let's see. Actually, it's going to be perfectly timed. Nearly. Well, you have quite a lot of time to slow down, actually. That's the really sad part. Like, trying to think, what other chance do I have? I mean, I'm still having the idea about stealing the car and then driving away and getting away with it. Let's say I have to hope.
Are you fucking done? Okay, okay, I'm done.
But the cops are just relentless. I mean, at this point, what I should also test is like, how long does it take me to steal the... Bloody hell. How long is it going to take me to steal the car and drive it back to the police academy, like to the undercover place, basically. That would be like an interesting idea. Because now I have to basically test what if I'm going to get the perfect hijack off. What time will I get? Wow, that was a really bad spawn. It's like behind my Jimmy. Yeah, couldn't make it. It's because of that hill, that's why this glitch happens. Very frustrating. Like, he's supposed to make the jump, but he doesn't because he collides with the ground. It's pretty hilarious. Would not have thought that he was going to collide with the ground in the first place, but he does. Honestly, going wide, might not be a bad idea. No, it would not be a bad idea if the physics engine would be completely garbage. That's how I made it. It was like, what, 1 minute and 10 seconds. It felt like 10 seconds too slow because it glitched out. So the mind market is dangerous, so just go straight and hope to get it right. I don't like this whatsoever. Cops in this game are really so high with the RNG. They can be super kind or the devil's either. Honestly, that was super close. You have to keep on driving.
Shut up. You know what you just did? You're dead. You're dead. Look, I'm not afraid of dog eyes. Dog eyes?
It's again a 1 minute 10. That seems to be the average, I would say, for this. But I would like really to get this thread off perfectly. What I do seem to realize is the most important part is that you keep the throttle going. That seems to confuse the cops. As soon as you slow down, it becomes super cops. It's difficult to say if that's what's happening. But literally one stop going full speed is already enough. Well, I guess so. Because this time I made it. Even though I really shouldn't have. So I think I should use the handbrake instead of braking. So you have to keep your button on the W key. That might be really what's causing all of this fuss. Nope, this time I made a jump. bloody button. I mean, you have still quite a lot of room to get this done. That's the only good thing I can say about this. But it's really frustrating how sometimes the cop becomes so close to you and you have to keep on speeding even though you don't want to speed because you want to make sure you get the bloody jump off correctly. But there's just nothing you can do about it. Sorry, 2 seconds too early. It is incredibly frustrating and incredibly difficult. And I got another cop spawn. Like, look at this super cop. Like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Can't go this way, that's even worse. Ah, the option. I think I should test what happens if I get the jump off. How long does that take me? What the fuck is this traffic? What kind of shitty spawn is that? That is so bad RNG. It cost me my whole momentum. Bloody hell. Stupid game. What was that traffic? Randomly there was some shit traffic in the way. I couldn't even fucking fathom what happened there. Wow, it really doesn't help that the game does this. I'm trying to hit the guy, but I can't.
Shut up. You know what you just did?
116. 1 minute and 16 seconds. It's actually not as slow to take all the cops out. It really comes down. How quickly can you take the cops out? It is super weird. Oh, let me outrun him. Why is the super cop so good? Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, the idea about going this way is actually not so bad now that I think about it. That's actually a clever idea. Take the bike and go straight. That's an idea I never even had. That might be actually it. Who knows? this floor. Yep. I guess I got money from that. What a shame. The idea was good. It just didn't end up working. What other way can I go? I can go this way, then I can smooth in. That might be an idea. I really don't know what to do. This is my main problem. I have no consistency really with it. I want to get consistent with it, but even like making the jump happen, it's very difficult because sometimes randomly you don't get it happen because of the bloody action hijack mechanic, which is a little bit shit. Oh, that didn't work. The reset button also doesn't want to work. Thank you. Like, I'm still having the dream about maybe making it by going the right way. Ah, but the bike, it traveled so badly. It has no consistency. It has no consistency, that's the main issue about the bike. It just randomly flies around, it's ridiculous. Like if you hit the slightest curb, it just goes anywhere. You just cannot control it, it is so frustrating. This mission frustrates me so much. Just because of one single police chase, where I cannot do anything about it. I can't hit objects with this bike because it's too light. It's a pretty terrible time.
What are you doing? Shut up. You know what you just did? You're dead. You're dead. Look, I'm not afraid of dog.
It's actually not that slow.
Motherfucker, I get paid by dog eye. Fucking trees.
Not what I wanted. I have to quickly kill the game. Yeah, this is really difficult. There might be like a hybrid version of it. It's like really frustrating that I have to drive all this way, all the way up. What can I do, you know? Absolutely nothing. I think the way I game this right now, I don't like it. I just don't like it. I see runs dying to this because it's inconsistent. I can see myself trying to jump onto the car and not getting the jump off. If I don't get the jump off, I'm going to be frustrated because it's just going to be such a one killer. And it's 1 hour into the run as well. It's a third of the run dead. Oh right, you have hotshot lead. That's the thing I was actually thinking about doing first, right? I don't remember. Yeah, I'm going to do hotshot lead first. to learn how to make this turn down. Oh, this is something I really like to do, press the shift button there. But yeah, that way I can make sure I get the face meter I need. Or the cop meter. It would be more precise.
You can't be serious. Are you trying to insult me? That car's crap.
Let me fix my car up, then I'll take you. Easy.
Fine. It's your funeral. Not much. You? How's your dad? Got something to take care of first, all right?
That's actually something that interests me. If you cancel instantly before it says color baited, does it like do something?
Not much. You? How's your dad? I told you. Got something to take care of first, all right?
Yeah, I know.
You coming out soon? I'll tell you about it later. Pick you up in the corner?
So you have to wait for the animation to play out.